Hello, my wonderful English learners. Welcome back to our English Listening Practice podcast. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. No matter where you are or what you're doing, whether you're relaxing at home, walking outside, or even on a quick break, thanks for tuning in. It really means a lot. Today, we're going to dive into something super helpful and fun, everyday English expressions. These are the little phrases native speakers use all the time, and knowing them will make your listening so much easier and your speaking sound natural and confident. If you've ever felt confused by English conversations or wondered how to sound more like a native speaker, this episode is just for you. So, get ready to listen closely, repeat after me, and start using these expressions in your daily English. Let's get started. You know, when we're learning English, it's super easy to get caught up in grammar rules and memorizing vocabulary. But guess what? The real magic happens when you start learning everyday expressions, those little phrases that native speakers use all the time. Imagine chatting with your friends in your own language. You don't say everything perfectly or carefully, right? You use fun expressions, shortcuts, and phrases that just come naturally. English is exactly the same. These everyday expressions are like the secret sauce that makes English conversations flow smoothly and feel natural. When you know them, suddenly listening to native speakers becomes so much easier, and speaking, you'll sound more confident and natural too. I know it can feel confusing when you hear these expressions for the first time, but don't worry, I'm here to help you learn them step by step. And once you start using them, you'll feel your English getting better every day. So, let's enjoy this journey together and discover how these little expressions can make a big difference. Trust me, it's going to be fun and totally worth it. Section 2. Hear it in action. Real expressions in real life. All right, now that we understand why everyday expressions are so important, let's actually hear how they're used in real life. In this section, I'm going to share short, simple conversations using real English expressions, just like what you'd hear between native speakers at a cafe, in a shop, or while chatting with a friend. First, we'll listen to the full conversation. Don't worry if you don't catch everything the first time. That's totally normal. Then, I'll slow it down and explain the expressions word by word. You'll learn what they mean and how to use them not just in theory, but in real conversations. For example, you might hear, "Hey, what's up?" Not much. Just killing time. Sounds simple, right? But phrases like "what's up" and "killing time" can be confusing if you don't already know them. That's why this section is so helpful, because it shows you how people actually speak. And the best part? The more you hear these expressions used naturally, the easier they become to understand, and soon you'll be using them too. So, are you ready? Let's jump into some real-life English conversations. Section 3. Speak with me. Shadowing practice. Now it's your turn to speak. In this section, we'll practice shadowing. That means you'll repeat after me, line by line, just like an echo. Shadowing is one of the best ways to improve your speaking fluency, pronunciation, and rhythm. You'll learn how native speakers actually talk, not slow, textbook English, but real, natural speech. Here's how we'll do it. 1. I'll say a short sentence naturally. Example, "Hey, long time no see." 2. Then I'll pause. This gives you time to repeat the exact same sentence. Copy my pronunciation, tone, and rhythm. 3. You'll repeat with feeling. Don't whisper. Don't mumble. Say it loud and clear, like you're the speaker. We'll do this with a few common expressions and short dialogues. Don't worry if it feels awkward at first. That's totally okay. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Think of it like learning a song. The more you sing it, the more you remember the words and the melody. With English, the more you repeat, the more it sticks. Ready? Let's speak together and sound like native English speakers. Section 4. Break it down. Expression by expression. Now that you've heard and repeated the expressions, let's slow things down and really understand what each one means. In this section, we'll take a closer look at the most useful expressions from today's episode, word by word, idea by idea, so you don't just repeat them, you understand them. Here's how we'll do it. 1. I'll say the expression again. For example, long time no see. 2. Then we'll break it down. Long time means it has been a while. No see is a casual, playful way of saying we haven't seen each other. 3. I'll tell you when and how people use it. This phrase is often used when you run into someone you haven't seen for a while. It's friendly and warm, a great way to reconnect. We'll do this with a few different expressions from the conversation earlier. By the end of this section, you'll not only know what these phrases mean, you'll feel confident using them in your own conversations. And here's something fun. I'll also give you some quick examples and small variations you can try, so you start to feel how flexible real English is. Let's break it down together and make these expressions part of your English. Section 5. Create your own mini conversation. Now it's your turn to use what you've learned. Let's make English your own. In this section, we're going to build a mini conversation together using the expressions and sentence patterns you just practiced. Don't worry, I'll guide you step by step. Here's how it works. 1. I'll give you a short situation. For example, you see an old friend at the coffee shop. 2. Then I'll ask you to respond. You'll try to answer using one of the expressions we learned, like, hey, long time no see. 3. I'll give you feedback and suggestions. I'll show you how to make your sentence more natural or add a little more to keep the conversation going. Let's try 1. Situation. You meet a classmate you haven't seen in 6 months. You say, pause. Great. Now let's add, how have you been? And just like that, you're building real conversations, one line at a time. This is super powerful because you're not just listening to English, you're using it. And when you use it, you remember it much faster. By the end of the section, you'll have your own short conversation you can practice again and again, and even use in real life. Let's build your conversation now. Section 6. Confidence booster. You're doing better than you think. Let's take a moment to pause and celebrate you. Yes, you. Learning English isn't just about memorizing words or repeating phrases. It's about showing up every day, being brave, and trying even when it feels difficult. And guess what? You're doing exactly that right now. So many learners focus on what they can't do yet. They say things like, I'm too slow. I make mistakes. I'll never sound like a native speaker. But here's the truth. Every time you listen, speak, or practice, you are growing. Every effort is a step forward, even small ones. Fluency doesn't come all at once. It's built through tiny daily wins. So, if you're here, practicing with me, repeating, listening, learning, you're already on the path. You're doing better than you think. Here's your mindset shift for today. Mistakes aren't bad. They're proof that I'm learning. Say it with me if you can. And the next time you feel stuck, remember this moment, the moment you chose to keep going. You've got this, and I'm so proud of you. Now, let's move to the final section to wrap things up and prepare for your next steps. Wow, what a beautiful session we had today. You listened, you spoke, you shadowed real English, and most importantly, you showed up for yourself. That's amazing. Remember, every time you listen, your brain learns more. Every time you speak, your confidence grows. Every time you try, You're moving one step closer to fluency. So be proud of yourself, not for being perfect, but for making progress. That's what real learning looks like. I want you to carry today's energy with you. Keep practicing. Keep smiling. And most of all, keep believing in yourself. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to come back for the next one. I'll be here, waiting to help you grow, practice, and shine in English, one episode at a time. Until then, take care, keep learning, and remember, you are doing better than you think. Talk to you soon, my friend.